Bank index was buzzing in trade today, rallying close to 1%. That on the back of investor optimism that the government will soon come out with a roadmap to resolve the stressed asset situation. Remember last week, Finance Minister Arun Jaitley had told CNBC TV18 that the government was chalking out a strategy to tackle NPAs. Now, today in an exclusive conversation with Shereen Bhan, the Economic Affairs Secretary Shaktikanta also reiterated the government's stance on bad loans. Listen in.
Department of Financial Services is working on it. Already the government has, the RBI has come out with the S4A mechanism and the SDR, CDR and other instruments and other procedures and systems.
But the feedback is that hasn't necessarily worked. So the need is to now either rework these schemes, bring in a new scheme. Where do things stand? You
see, let's also remember that there is an oversight committee which has been put in place, and the banks are being encouraged to identify the big cases and to bring it, to reach some kind of a restructuring, take a haircut which the banks can afford and bring it to the oversight committee, so that the oversight committee gives its seal of approval, the stamp of approval. It's okay on the proposals which the banks are bringing. So already,
is there also a proposal, sir, that while banks will take a certain degree of a haircut, that the government, if need be, will support also?
No, in the sense that the banks will have to do it. Government support to the banks will be only in the form of capitalization. If the banks require additional capital, the government will provide the required capital. But having said that, let me also mention that the capital will be provided based on certain performance index. You cannot go on putting taxpayers' money to recapitalize the banks. The capitalization of banks will take place linked to certain performance index, linked to certain settlement of certain big accounts and default cases. So it has to be performance linked.
So, these 50 accounts have already been identified by the government where of the stressed assets, etc. The oversight committee is already in place. How soon can we expect now to move on each of these accounts?
I think you will see, in the coming months very fast, you will see good speed in the coming months with regard to the resolution of all these assets.
I understand it cannot be a one-size-fits-all approach either. It will probably have to be addressed on a case-by-case basis. So is there also going to be, for instance, some sort of an ombudsman who will, along with the oversight committee, provide the political cover, so to speak?
You see, what regulatory or what other changes which government will bring about, that I cannot say at this point. Whatever changes are brought about, in any case the parliament is in session, so that will be announced by the finance minister in the floor of the house. So it will not be appropriate for me, and I cannot make those kind of statements.